Good morning. Let's get started. We're going to do some yoga for stress relief today. So first thing I want you to do is come up to your easy seat. So crisscross applesauce, whatever you want. If you want to do a little half lotus, you can bring one foot up. Otherwise, you can just sit cross-legged. That's totally fine. So do what feels right to you today. And then just notice your posture. Stretch up nice and tall. Shoulders back and down. Hands may be resting easily on your knees or in your lap. Let's just notice our breath for a second. You don't have to change anything about it, just bringing our attention to our breathing. And maybe now just checking in with our body and seeing what is it that we need today. Let's go ahead and take 3 of the deepest breaths you've taken yet today. Let's do that together. Breathing in through your nose. Sending air all the way down. And breathing out slowly through your mouth. Putting a little resistance there. It's okay to make it sound kind of like the ocean, like waves, like that's all right. Let's do number 2 breath, bringing in. Holding at the top, and now breathing out. And now our 3rd breath together, breathing in. Holding at the top, and now releasing. Excellent. Let's just take our fingertips and touch them to the floor. And now sweep our hands up. Greet the day. Now I want you to twist and float. Excuse me. Good morning. Float one hand to your right knee and your right hand on your left knee, and your left hand behind. And just slowly look behind that left shoulder. Doing a little spinal twist here. And with each breath, try to go a little deeper into the twist. Letting go of that back hand, slowly turning yourself back to center. Same thing, other side. Sweep that hand up. Bring your right hand back behind you. Left hand comes to the outside of that right knee. And now looking over that shoulder. Continue breathing, and with every breath, you get a little deeper. Waking up our spine. Awesome. Slowly come undone. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit different. Go ahead and take your left leg and bring your foot back towards your glutes, your bottom. Take your right knee and try to stack it on top of your left knee so that your knees are one right on top of the other. And you can move thighs and all sorts of things out of the way to try to make that happen. So you should have one knee on top of the other and your feet are sticking out like this, okay? We're gonna sit here for a second, sweeping our hands up, palms together, hands at your heart. Let's just breathe here for a moment. Awesome. Let's undo that leg. Slide this one out. Maybe take them out, stretch. Now other side. I'm trying to remember which leg we had. Okay, so your right leg is on the bottom this time. And your left leg's gonna be on top. This one feels a little more awkward for me, and you might find that with one side versus the other. Knees are directly stacked on top of each other. Basically just slide that right leg back towards your bottom, set your left knee on top, sweeping the hands up again, palms together, bring them back to your heart space. Excellent. Have that come undone now. You're going to put your feet together, soles together, to Cobbler Pose, or commonly known as Butterfly Pose. And what we're going to do is, once you've found a good spot, you can bring it further away. That's, less stress on your hamstrings, on the inside thigh muscles. The closer you go, the more intense the stretch. Find the place that's right for you, and then just kind of lean into it. The goal would be to put your head on the ground, and that's okay if you can't do that. Just find what works for you, and then we're going to forward fold into that for just a couple of breaths. So go ahead and do that. Again, check your breathing here. Roll yourself slowly back up to the top. Excellent. We're now going to move into more of our dynamic poses. So I'm actually going to tilt my screen up a bit so you can see me better, because I'm going to be standing here in a second. First, though, we're going to do puppy pose. So you're going to go on all fours. Let's do a little cat-cow here. Breathing in. Arching the back. Cat pose. Breathing out. Chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. Awesome. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lay our front down to where your chest is going to be on the floor, but your hips are still in the air. Like a little puppy going to play. Let's just sit like this for a minute. Coming back up to tabletop. You're going to stand now and do a forward fold. So what you're going to do first is you're going to bend your knees. You're going to bring your chest to the tops of your thighs and then straighten them out. This is the secret to getting a really nice forward fold. So don't just bend like this. Bend your knees first, touch your chest to your legs, and now straighten them out. Excellent. Take your step a little wider. Grab your elbows and let's just swing for a second. Great decompression here. Your back feels really stressed out or tight. This kind of like uses gravity to help your back kind of decompress between the vertebrae. Take a moment to nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Walk your hands out, moving into downward facing dog. Your heels should be close to the floor. Your shoulders are back and down. They're broad. They're not up by your ears. Hips are in the air. Let's just hold this for a second. Take your right leg, bring it up straight to the air. And sweep it down into a runner's lunge. If you can come up, that's fine. If you need to take a knee, that's okay too. Go ahead and float those hands on down. Coming back up to the lunge. Maybe take a moment to do a little twist here if you want. Bring that hand on down. Step that foot back into downward dog. pedal those feet out if you need to. If you're like me, you've got tight shin muscles, tight hamstrings, that might feel really good. Bring that left leg up so it's flying in the sky and swoop it to the front. Need to keep the knee down, that's fine, but coming back up to warrior one. Should start to feel some heat in your body now. Float those hands on down. If you need to take a little twist here, you can. Looking to the other side now. And step on back. We're gonna walk our feet up, or you can float them up to the top of your mat. And slowly roll. Woo! Starting to wake up a bit. We're now gonna do our triangle pose. So I want you to take a wide step out. Foot pointed this way, this foot pointed this way. Slide that hand on down. You're making a triangle with your legs. This hand is gonna come straight up. You can look up at it if you like. Hand can come to the floor or be resting on your shin. Breathe into wherever you feel the stretch. Coming back up. Do a little arm swings here. Turning your feet. This foot's pointed this way. This foot's pointed towards the front. Slide that hand on down to the ground. Triangle pose, other side. My fingertips are just touching the floor here. You could put your palm down if you're super flexible, which I am not. Sliding on up. Walk your feet out to where they're both pointed like this, nice and wide. It's called goddess pose. If you can, I want you to go ahead and just kind of like bring yourself on down. Elbows out, pressing into those legs. Your feet are pointed out this way. It looks like a frog. It's a great pose to stretch out our hips. That stress is just melting away. No stress here, people. Hold this for just a second. Awesome. Undo those hands. Come gently to a seat. You're gonna do a little forward fold. So stick your feet out exactly in front of you. I'm gonna bring my screen down so you can see me better since we're done with the standing ones. Feet out in front. If you can, hook your peace fingers around your toes and bend. If you're like me, I cannot do that. Putting a little micro bend in your knees is okay. Don't ever feel like you've got to keep your knees locked. If you need to put a little bend in it, that's the safer thing to do, and that's okay. Just go as far as your body will let you. Let's just sit here for a second. Check your breathing. If it started to get kind of quick, let's slow it down. Undo those fingers and slowly roll yourself up. We're always going to be in the business of protecting our backs and making sure that we don't hurt ourselves. I'm going to invite you now to go onto your backs, rolling down. If you want to do a little side-to-side roll since we're here. Awesome. Now, go ahead and plant your feet down in front of you. And you're going to have to listen to what I'm saying because it's a little weird. I want you to start walking your shoulders, like your shoulder blades under your shoulders. And you're going to lift up your hips. And then you can walk your shoulders underneath a little better. This is bridge pose. So you're lifting your hips up. You can grab your hands and stick them under there. If you want, you can use something like a book under your hips if that makes you feel better. I have a block. Use whatever you have. Props are fine. Or if you'd rather, you can just sustain the bridge pose like this. But let's just sit here for a second. Put your weight on your shoulders and your shoulder blades, lifting up your core. engaging your core and your glutes. If your hands are bound together, undoing them, slowly rolling your back down to the ground, one vertebrae at a time, releasing your shoulders out from underneath you. And now we're going to do legs up. So taking them straight up in the air, feet flexed, keeping a bend, that's fine. A fun thing to do is to put a block or something heavy on your feet. This is not heavy at all. But if you have a book, it's a great thing to do. It gives like a really weird, like relaxing sensation. Otherwise, let's just hold that for a second. You can also do this up against the wall so that you don't have to like hold your legs. You can just like lean them, you know, against the wall. I'm kind of holding mine. Just stretched up nice. Let's bring one of those legs into our chest. Keep the other one straight. Pedal it. And now bring the other one in and extend the other towards the ceiling. And now let's bring them both in, rocking side to side, maybe rolling them in a little circle. Whatever feels good to you and your back today. And maybe rolling them the other direction. If you find any kinks or any sore areas, just kind of staying on them and working them out. And once you're feeling good, float those legs out towards the end of your invisible mat. If you have one, great. If you don't, great. Hands extended, palms upward to the sky, or you can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, whatever makes sense to you. Check in with your breath really quick. And if you're not breathing deeply, let's go ahead and shift that to where we're sending air all the way down to our tippy toes. And then breathing out anything negative, any crud we have built up. We're breathing in goodness and sending out the junk. I invite you now just to check in with your body. You can either close your eyes or softly gaze upwards and just ask your body, what does it need right now? What does your body need right now? Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's a hug. And now ask yourself, what can I do to help meet that need for my body today? That could mean going to bed earlier than normal. That could mean drinking a whole glass of water before each meal. That could mean going up to a family member and just giving them a hug for no reason. It could mean that your body needed to move or it needed to release stress, and so you gave it that release today by doing yoga. It's a great way to honor what our body needs. If your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them when you're ready. bringing your knees into your chest and rolling over to one side, maybe giving yourself a little hug. Just stay here for a second. You already did the hard work. You showed up. That's what matters. Yay, you. Your body and your mind will thank you. When you're ready, you can come up to that easy seat again. Sitting cross-legged. And we'll take one more deep breath in together. Breathing in. Palms together. And slowly, slowly breathing out. Hands to your heart. Thank you for meditating and doing yoga with me, and I hope you have a great day. Listen to what your body needs and then try to honor that need. See you later.